the opposition, and so I press conference on that. Say, Chief Justice and step aside. As I speak to you, veteran journalist Abdul Malik Kubako Jr. has described as rubbish the spurious $5 million bribe allegation leveled against the Chief Justice of the Republic, The editor-in-chief of the New Crusading Guide said the issue should be thrown into the trash because the allegations are unfounded and patently false. And on about lawyer,
yes, sir.
Maybe I'll be fast as me saying
yeah, to dovetail the whole matter, no. Say uno be din komo. Then you can say if. I mean, I'm summarizing this. If a conditional say we see we never happen. Say we see we never happen. And to because I say me be a president we na mayor. The person is not the president yet. And the trim poor and say if I become one, way and a mayor. It's an if statement.
Okay.
Now, CJ matter no. Unum say we call a constitution anymore. Now I agree with Kokubakun 100%.
Okay.
The bagger was absolutely. I agree with Kokubakun. The Muslim name they say
Abdul.
Wow. We agree with him absolutely. And they say there were 3 arms of government. Let me take my time to walk you through it. We have the executive arm. We have the legislature, which is parliament. Now, legislature. Where the head, no, any speaker of parliament. Presidency, the president of the republic.
The executive.
The executive.
All right.
And so what about the judiciary? Yeah, the head of the judiciary, no, the CJ. Chief Justice. What you say? Or no, the primus inter pares of all the justices. Or a Chief Justice. And so because Chief Justice, Wakoji bribe, it's a serious matter. Chief Justice, Wakoji bribe, it's a serious matter. Yeah, it can lead to an impeachment. Now, the man assembly, someone, said that me capture will say, if you fact a judgment now, or this baby say be a fanciful tales.
Yeah, that is the Supreme Court.
Yes, fanciful tales.
Petition.
Now, fanciful tales, among form baby and die and almost on free, and they still believe say they are in the fanciful world. And don't you be say, CJ Bribe. And a court so do be court. Oh, here and what adansidio.
Yeah.
Oh, here adansidia emu odrua admissible ye court to be diatumu. Adansidia relevant. Adansidia ebeboa ewo probative value ebeboa am asem na yedi no yetime din pepepe. So obi say CJ Bribe. Enti wa wo kan say CJ Bribe no. That means when you say CJ or Bribe. 2. And now say material witness who say indeed CJ Bribe. Who a man for 7 or what year. So you go and you organize a press conference say CJ only whom free ho. Now you're investigating. Now omo year and this is for no year press conference no. I hope say omo group no they have lawyers. Because your constitutional friend Rapon. Oko Article 146. And no man your interest Article 146 no. Or chow kwanye faso remove the Chief Justice. What you say? 146 no omo your constitution. The constitution of this country is beautiful. Even though no amount for call for amendments here and there no. But what we have now no is idea what we have to do with. What kwanye faso remove CJ. A quiet first remove CJ one ka press conference and come home. What you say? One ka say munya luta ni for remove CJ. Was it self say CJ na aye bibia a ye misconduct. Anase bia or you physically infirm. How say physically infirm you say bia na jimu kan kakra ana bia onya stroke bi ana otoguso ana oni ahoni bia odi be na juma no. Oni amodi odi na juma nti ye remove na. Our constitution actually kwan pepepe anya den ye mfaso. First of all, you commence that removal and that impeachment no. Over commencing with petition. Over to petition. Yeah, will justify why in tear. I was a siege where they of you free so. And now you're suspended no. Now would the petition come up president? Before our president be setting up a committee, no. Committee, no. This said approve say there is a prima facie case. Prima facie case say aye no kware trodo say ampa metieti ensem mu na mehwe ensem mu a aye no kure say siege no waje bribe.
Okay.
Prima facie. On the face observation, prima no your first, facie no your face. And he said that's the number 2 anymore no. What you say mu was ampa send the course ye hwe adansedi wo mu ene nsem ankofo kan ya siege no. Why then? Waje bribe.
Okay.
I'm sure what the constitution says specifically.
Article 146, you know.
Yes.
Reads,
very good.
Justice of the Supreme Court or the chairman of the regional tribunal shall not be removed from the office except for stated misbehavior or incompetence or on the ground of inability to perform the functions of his office arising from infirmity of body or mind.
Voila. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is the reason.
This is what the Constitution
says.
Okay.
Okay, the ever say misconduct be a purposive interpretation because the misconduct and be a bribery, corruption, some behavior be any kind say
okay.
And he bet me that faho. But you need to prove. You need to prove. And at the end who say bribery, corruption, and yes, civil matter, it's a criminal matter. And therefore, when you are proving, you need to prove beyond reasonable doubt. If it is a criminal matter. I say we are probably those probability at here. And you can see that you bribe. Let's say if you are proving, who's the constitution? Prima facie case. Just say what's the president who say someone go for came and yen someone I have for the agro. And yen someone ye bosremuka. Because bosremuka who is someone yen fank cockot. And the same go be sorry I was muni si jem friso. We saw also Speaker of Parliament, Munturu become also I say, to prima facie, the president in the church will say, the COVID can power, and the creepy woman there's an iota of truth somewhere. And son a president, were put on in consultation, in consultation with the Council of State. And you know, the Council of State, you don't know better say, I found one journey. Now one more form a committee to investigate the matter. And the committee number 4 no cry no so. For two justices. Now President say one of the justices was also a chairman of the committee. Near funny pami and sembia. Sani pami said don't be ho no. The mature that's no. And ni kwan say emu bia lawyers. And you can say a movie judge. And you can say a movie a friend say parliamentarian, Bachelor Becham ni.
Okay.
And then you can say a movie also a member of the Council of State. And they are independent body. Council of State no president in the Council of State come at the boom. Ombe den, best transit, no matter sa asema moda ko to mani petition or hwe mu ye. To ma hwe ma wie no. What they do, and they say they will my recommendation to the president. Say, you share say movie no, you far back mienu kase adimu no kware CJ why sa bone no. No kware CJ onye sa bone no. And we recommend say suspend no, and I recommend say to basemu to go. At that time, no, it is binding on the president. If you read it, they use the word binding on the president to act.
Okay, because when you read here, it says A justice of the Supreme Court of the Judicature or the chairman of the regional tribunal may only be removed in accordance with the procedure specified in this article.
Yes.
If the president receives a petition
from
for the removal of the justice of the Supreme Court.
That is the starting point. Until you commence by petition.
Yes. The next one is to determine whether there's a prima facie case, as you said.
Yes.
Good. The next one, where the Chief Justice decide that there is a prima facie case, he shall set up a committee consisting of 3 justices of the superior courts or chairman of the regional tribunal.
Stop right there. Okay. And we are the removal of a justice of the superior court of judicature. Yeah. And he had a high court judge and a court of appeal judge and now say Supreme Court judge. And we are one aspect. When you go further, I bet you the removal of the Chief Justice himself.
Yeah.
The removal of the Chief Justice himself. And no petition, and I can go ahead and read the removal of Chief Justice. It's not about press conference.
Even where the petition for removal of the Chief Justice. The President shall, acting in consultation with the Council of State.
Council of State.
Appoint a committee consisting of 2 justices of the Supreme Court, one of whom shall be appointed chairman by the President. The other 3 persons who are not members of the Council of State, nor members of Parliament, nor lawyers. As you said.
Precisely.
Yeah.
For them to have independent mind to investigate. And it's a big press conference. Lawyers she just step down. She just do this. It's what? I don't want to use this word.
Say it's rubbish.
Yeah, I don't say rubber. I say lightweight.
Okay.
Very lightweight. It is not a thought through process to impeach the Chief Justice. Now let's come back. This is very funny, ladies and gentlemen. This is very funny. If you say, Obia or Hinina, almost to our Chief Justice Sikano. I quite remember saying in the interview. Yeah. Yeah, the interview or say, who Chief Justice that the only time who Chief Justice no, a court of law. My court Supreme Court no pay. And who Chief Justice. He has never ever. I'm a Chief Justice Sikano. Now this is press conference on mine who na person on mine to ana more corner anymore. Now I say bomotitie free so ase e be ka cho say denchem awua ya nyi na chinyi. We the denchem na pia babontin say mingu ye. Wo hene na mo se o ma bribe no we pia bontin abetu na numu tuo po say menye den me ma CJ bribe. So why the press conference? That malicious intention now malice. And yet, there was a funnel political. But the development of the country must be paramount. Because Chief Justice is the head of the judiciary. And investment, foreign direct investment, a flow from outside to Ghana. In terms of development, after, when companies will apart of political environment, apart from they are almost analyzing one of the determinants, almost shepherd, the legal system, the judicial system. Say court to be independent. So we don't musica ebe remuha say asem to woman and sensem be bad.
Can the court help?
Can the court help them in adjudication?
Okay.
Say for settlements. And if the court no cry no decision, if there's a settlement, is it going to be compensation? Is it going to be adequate? Is it going to be fair? Is it going to be swift? And normally you use the word prompt. Okay. Prompt, adequate compensation. Prompt, fair, and adequate compensation. And the investors, almost it is to be bastardizing the judiciary. Yeah, you can the head, the head not the bribe. You think you are doing politics in Ghana, but you are destroying the brand image of the country outside. Because Ewiase now has become a global village. Until you want to come and lead the country, in the future, why do you destroy the judiciary? Judiciary, the judgment bar, also the judgment is weak and feeble. So you go and pick the judgment and you want to punch holes into it. Obi a oni si janya na asem o mo kon ma say papa obi a dukosie free fa bi a onu we the lawyer bi a onu wo personal vendetta just because onu so time I suspend the general legal counsel the CJ was the chairman and now sent or this there's a there's what there is this na hontino or the yaw bi ahyenimu. So what tie man interview now? Also no on tiasia why I cry sometimes. Papa ntimi kan sembia efa CJ ho. And this guy at the cancer CJ Bribe. Now instead of sitting down and going back to the genesis of the matter, the roots of the matter, and say why is this man saying all this? No, then you quickly grab it, you organize a press conference. Now who took a foot through.
So omunim the constitution can answer mashada. For political gain.
I think I said kwaku bako eya adwene say all kasa no so no. I know say lawyers, Sammy Jamfi is a lawyer. Other lawyers will hold in consultation on Bekasa who say that is not the way to remove or to impeach a chief justice. Your constitution, like me pointed out to you in 146 article, or I think from 1 to 9, about how you remove justices of the Superior Court of Judicature and how to remove your friend is CJ. This is not the first. In the urban case, ABC, they wanted to remove the chief justice. Dartey was on the quorum. Adinyira was on the quorum. What I say, and all these great law justices were on the quorum. Almost to assembly. And no cry, no come see chief justice no cry. Yeah, because all never empanel assembly fan. Assembly for chief justice no. And the chief justice now was also empanel for Emma Omotna. They were trying to use Nemo Judas and Casasia, which is one of the legs of natural justice. Say, Untiminye judge in your own cause. So one kasa we a judge, untimintina wasemu na unni wasem in your own cause. They use that, but I didn't run money a year. Friend said that a ban professor that a ban can say no, and no any administrative work. Yeah, he has to do it. He has been charged by Emra. Say a Juma was so in. Now when Emra any natural justice in that particular regard, Emra no rules over the natural justice. Do you understand? Yeah. And it is not so easy to remove a chief justice. I mean, we have the precedents. The doctrine of stare decisis. Stare decisis means precedent. And someone called Chief Omodinu, that's when you so there and Semnaho. And they are in this country. What you say? Okay. And the service is there. In fact, it's not easy. So we could do a press conference. I want to say people have taken because a lot of Ghanaians they don't want to. If you sit down quietly, now share the game, the other part of airplay now. It is not about the law. It is not about all that they want to do. They say, "Mama yen throw and foot throw microphone ni," because Ghana for rebetting na ye kanu na yen sweep almost to follow us. But mrapono achire enunti no se upese udi obi eko court on se CJ e ba yara no no dem investigation letter CID yeah, do you know why? Because it's not a civil matter. It's not a civil matter. It's a criminal matter. And if it's a criminal matter as well, you commence a criminal matter by investigation. Why do you do that by investigation? And not be normally in the Prempa Assembly Hall. No. Oh, okay. The committee bring people, call them, let them come and talk, because they are looking for evidence. They are not going to use hearsay. Come on, attest them and find yourself. They are looking for evidence. So do investigation. Bring a committee of eminent people together. Now, people from here come. Let us ask you questions. Army come. Police people come. Give us why. Because Adansidena Obadieno, you have to have a personal knowledge of that Adansideno. When the Obiabano Bekasa investigation of that come on, no CID for investigative matter, no good evidence, probative evidence, cogent evidence, strong evidence. Because a border, like I said earlier, a border on criminal justice.
Something which is relevant.
Yes, relevant. Criminology. And otherwise, when you're good investigation, now court, your matter will be thrown away. I said, when you're so behind the Ali Kasana case, yes, no cause of action. Ali Kasana case, I said, there's no case to pursue. And until or she just investigate criminal justice investigations, commence the investigation for me, get the evidence. Now, once obeying evidence, the next action he will take, I can predict. Because I'm not him. Yeah. Me to be predicted. And to enough or say, no more investigation we are. What get that momentum, what get that information in every. And it's or embark on a legal action, be it whatever action that he will take, I only mean because David Oko facing Goliath, one call with his pine of far abo in the goon bottom. And when you are going to court, you have to arm yourself with evidence. Evidence now can be a material evidence, a bit more electronic evidence, a bit more circumstantial evidence, a bit more historic or traditional evidence. And I'll need an echo court to go and prove. And to witness is Babe Kasa. Witness on Babe Kasa, no witness A, witness B. You can also bring people to corroborate. And somehow what kind of Shibu Kana? Amoh, it's the man for say when you or because she just want to bribe. Papa was doing someone anyway. Who can your no be at press conference? Then the PD exchange their cahono. That is not how the court works.
What can it provide evidence?
Provide evidence.
Okay.
And if you want now, say Chief Justice Uncle and chain. What power? What authority? What is your locus to command the head of the judiciary to step aside? And interestingly, Kokubaku rightly said it, which I don't want to quote, through a press conference. And 146 says, no, there is nothing like a press conference. And in building the nation, the judicial system is so important. Say any say microphone so you can come out with policies